Hey everybody. Are you my fan? If you're my fan, I'm yours too. And if you're not, feeling kind of trolly today. Hey, what's up? Pawnda Rapid. 4 players. That's what he was referring to. Do you want to be? I was trying to troll the warrior. Been wielding the ban hammer a lot lately, and it's like one of those typical jokes. Are you banned? Do you want to be? Only 4 players, despite late advertising. All right. Move 11, are you interested? The stomach is it's a weird quote. The stomach is an essential part of the chess master. I think he later he was diabetic, but Larson wasn't obese or greatly overweight. Hey, what's up? Pirate. Nicole made it in. I raised the bar for entry. There's an advanced tournament feature which enables me to disallow anyone from joining who's missed their last Swiss game. It's a good feature because people tend to just abandon the tournament like it's an arena, and then they leave somebody without an opponent, and it's not good. It's bad etiquette. They're used to playing arenas or whatever, so I added this feature that it bans people, not bans people, but it blocks people from joining the tournament if they didn't play their last game, they forfeited their last Swiss game or whatever. So he had asked me to let him in the tournament. He was being blocked because of that feature. But you guys have to remember that it's important to leave the tournament. If you're going to leave the tournament, to click unjoin or whatever, so you don't make it so that someone else gets paired in the next round after you leave. If you leave the tournament before the end, you need to withdraw from the tournament. That's the point that a lot of people don't think about. They just assume that they're automatically withdrawing from the tournament, but that's not how it works. Warrior, are you sure you don't want to get banned? It's really very easy, Why do I not make rated? I already have to kick people out for cheating. Imagine if it was rated, how many people would be cheating. Anyway, I have 5 players. We still have 12 minutes. And move 11, are you here? The stomach is an essential part of the chess player. What's up, everybody? I have my coffee in time today, so I feel awake. I guess I should drink coffee at least half an hour before my streams. We have 8 viewers. So, Asterbait, didn't you gift a gift sub this week? Am I imagining that? What's up with that? 2 days ago, Asterbait gifted a tier 1 sub to James. 2 days ago would have been, was it Sunday? Was that why? It wasn't. You shouldn't start an attack depending on what you ate today. If you had a digestion. Walter Brown was very adamant about not eating before you would play. He would drink 10 cups of coffee, and he was a big believer in the blood going to your stomach, so you shouldn't eat right before you play, which is also probably good advice. But I think, the thing is, if it's going to be a really long game, you're probably better off eating before you play and suffering some food coma because in the long run, you'll need the energy reserves later. Whereas Walter would just substitute like 10 cups of coffee for like a meal or something. Working. I'm afraid still watching when Ken will try and get Tuesdays off. Okay. Well, anyway, I just don't know what I'm doing anymore. Mr. Coffee. Anybody have like days off for Easter or anything like that? We only have 5 players so far. Our team says that only 53 people out of 600 something have opted out of team messages. I just don't feel like people are getting the team messages or even notifications on lichess at all or something. Maybe they just like turn off notifications on lichess and that's like global or something. I don't know. There's like probably features for that. Global features, turn off messages. The biggest thing that hurt me is streaming is like we can't send messages on Twitch anymore for a couple years now, for like 2 years. I can't directly send like email messages to subscribers. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Like, alright, anyway, get a Twitter account. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, Sparkle Horse, Morales, Nickel, Astrobate, and Pyrat. We're going to need some more players. Mr. Coffee, we might need a filler for the first couple of rounds. This is 10 plus 5, 6 rounds. 3 minutes between rounds, Astrobate, per your request. By the way, Move 11, where does this Roman idea come from? He put it in a video or something? Like, you never met him, like, face to face. Was that like in one of Roman's VHS recordings? Cruiser keeps challenging me. Roman's Lab. He said that in the video, VHS video. He's so weird. Cruiser, you need to join our team and not challenge me. Did you invest in Truth Social? I was reading about this today. There's a lot of financial experts on initial public offerings and stuff that said that, obviously, like, it's kind of like GameStop, Truth Social is, the company that owns Truth Social lost like $49 million last year. I mean, it's very possible that Trump's digital media IPO will go down to like $2 a share. They say it's like vastly inflated, valuation at like $13 billion. But it's the same thing with like GameStop or whatever. No, I don't have any money to invest. I wouldn't invest in Truth Social, but if he wins the election, there's a lot of people who think that it could actually pay off. So depending on that, but I wouldn't risk my money on it. Yeah, I mean you have a thing that's like overvalued. Obviously, there is really very little tangible value in Donald Trump's IPO. All right. Astrobate, Pyrat, Dinekis. Now we've got 8 players. Samurai Pizza Cat, you better be careful. If you play, you better not like leave the tournament without withdrawing, or you won't be allowed back in next time. Anybody who does that, who like leaves the tournament without withdrawing, is going to get on the blacklist. But I don't invest in anything because I don't have any money, Shaki. I have very little money in the bank, a very small poker bankroll, and all the rest of my money is like tied up in my real estate I can't unload. So I wish I could invest in something. But anyway, Cruiser is just challenging me. Cruiser, are you out there? Are you out there, Cruiser? Join our tournament. Guys, we're hosting a Swiss tournament here. Yeah, I'm not I'm not big on investments. I don't know that much about investing. I just know I have general knowledge, Shaki, of the things I read. The carpet will be yanked. Especially if Trump goes to jail. Yeah, wait and see. If you like gambling, yeah, I think Bitcoin is probably a more sustainable thing than digital Trump media. Alright, starting in 5 minutes. Now we got some players. This is good. Roman's laboratory. Roman's laboratory. Lavatory, which always confused me in the kindergarten. Lavatory. Did you guys have that in first grade? Like in first grade, I went to first grade, and they didn't call it the bathroom. Like that was taboo, you know. It was the lavatory. The lavatory. Do they have that in modern day schools as well? Does anyone use that term, the lavatory? So when I was in first grade, I know you guys don't care. This is a totally random story. But I thought it was cool. The teacher like referred to the lavatory. I was like, wow, there's a lavatory? I was waiting to see like beakers and Bunsen burners and shit like that in first grade, and there was like nothing. You know, just like a sink. It was a very big letdown when I found out the lavatory didn't have like a scientific, you know, basis. Funny anecdotes. You come for the funny anecdotes. We got a message. Hate mail. No one suspicious is going to join the team. Charisma. Now, charisma might be okay. It's not a new account. You have 100 plus games. Do you happen to play the London system and Berlin Endgame by any chance? Let's check. PD rating 3000. That's too high. He better not have a repertoire that means that's like London system. He plays 4-2 from position. Kraken. Indian defense. London system with white. If it's Berlin defense with black, okay, he plays the Kraken. If I see Berlin defense with black, you're not getting admitted for a very strong reason. Just a coincidence about the London system. Every noob plays the London system. He plays the Kraken. All right. I don't like your openings per se, but I'll accept your request. We have someone trying to obfuscate our ban. Acerbe, did you install the... Dude, what happened here? Did you install the invisible fence? Yeah, I got it. You see he dropped... No, he got dropped. He got dropped on his head. And his alt account. And his little dog, too. You know, what I found interesting about that account, Antonio, was that he was rated around like 1,000 as of like 8 months ago. You know, I'm not going to discuss this any further, but I just decided I don't think so. You know, as much as you want to pretend you might be legitimate, I don't think so. That's not happening. All right, guys, good luck. I am Pandaro. Look, I'm going to get it wrong sometimes when I ban people for suspected cheating of some kind. I know the bottom of the board. We've had problems with the new... Thank you. The new thing is... something changed about the lichess layout. There's this new, like... Antonio, thank you for $5 tip. lichess changed something about the way, at least on Chrome, there's this sort of black curtain at the top of the browser now, where the lichess banner is. They changed the banner. There's like that profile. There's that profile picture circle up on the top, which wasn't there before. And sometimes it goes down above the top of the board, which is really annoying. So I don't know what's up with that. Has anyone else noticed that? Incoming lichess blog post right now. No lichess blog post. Whatever. Not today. Oh. Oh, you're one of those Rook G1 guys. Alright. Alright. What did we say about this? We have to play. Well, there's always H5, right? But hold on a second here. E5. Oh. 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 Okay, I don't know how to play the Najdorf. I'm learning the Najdorf at a late age. Late age Najdorf learner. But I decided it's time. Stop hiding from the Najdorf. You know, just for fun and blitz and rapid and stuff, but why not? Okay, so knight b3. Well, knight e2 is the other move. I get rook g1 confused with h3 as well. So now Alright. I don't know. I forget now what I'm supposed to do. Ilincic approved. Pandaro aggressive. The Dirty Harry. Is that what it's called? It sounds like something that, you know, a certain character would make up. It obviously sounds like something, you know, what's his name? Simon says Dirty Harry. I forgot like what we had decided with one of my students about this line, because like it was a while ago. I am not afraid, obviously. Wow, he just takes straight up, just takes. Damn, bro. No respect for your dark square bishop. Wow. You don't like your dark square bishop, do you? What did he ever do to you that made you not love him anymore? Well, it was a big fan. It was a big. Actually, move 11, 1992, 1993, New York Open. Josh Whiteskin was playing it. It was cutting. It was really cutting edge in like '92. But I would imagine. Are you checking? Oh, you don't see any games earlier than that in ChessBase, really. 90. Interesting. Never know. The Rook G1 though. By 1993, it was known. So I saw Josh played at the New York Open. And while I was playing in that tournament, I think. I believe it was 1993. If I remember correctly. But it was covered in the chess news when Rook G1 came trendy. It was a big deal. But I never played either side of this, so I didn't really care too much about it, one way or the other. But I would say, like, with white, I get that you control d5, but is it worth it, giving up the dark square bishop? And probably not quite. The bottom line is that you lose a fair amount of dynamism when you play bishop takes f6 to secure control of d5, and that is similar to a Sveshnikov, obviously. But I mean, I'm just tapping the surface of this position. We're just really like not very deeply understanding what's going on. I think black has got to be okay. Knight on b3 it isn't great. Rook on g1 is kind of weird. These are just general observations. Now queen d3. So you want to castle queenside, I take it, which is understandable, given that you played rook g1, and you want to put pressure on the d file, which makes sense. So white is going to double. Yeah, I mean, I was expecting like knight d5, of course, but maybe queen d3 is a more constructive move because you're actually developing your pieces rather than just moving your knight again. So b5, speaking of constructive moves, how concerned do I have to be about giving up this d6 pawn, or the d6 pawn coming under fire? Bishop e6, castles queenside. We're going to have to make a decision here pretty quickly about how to handle that. Am I going to give up the pawn? Am I going to seek counterplay? Am I going to passively defend my d6 pawn in some way? Or what? There's a lot of variations in like the Rouser, where, for example, we can just lose the d6 pawn and have compensation thanks to two bishops. Of course, I've played a6 and there's some other weaknesses in my position. Interesting position. I don't know what to do. It looks like I have to play my bishop to e6. e6 is the best square for my bishop. The other option is like b5. b5, castles queenside, b4, b, b5, castle queenside, b4, knight a4, bishop d7. Okay. Alright, now I think I'm opting to not, passively defend here. Rook a7 is interesting. b4 is interesting. a7. a7 is kind of awkward. Rather not play something awkward. Bishop e6, queen takes d6, queen takes d6, rook takes d6. I mean, it feels like black even has compensation straight up in an endgame. Is it enough? I don't know. Rook a7 is also, like I said, interesting, but it's kind of awkward. God damn it, Jerry. And I can play bishop e7, but it's slow and stupid wins the race. What about just b4? I'm going to be losing some squares. The knight at d5 remains strong. Alright. I don't know. I'm just choosing and boozing. Boozing and losing. Uh-oh. Yeah, maybe I can't even do what I wanted to do. Oh, that move. Okay. So yes, queen d6. I can't believe you're going to do this. Oh my god. Choosing and boozing. Damn it, I missed something. Wait a second here. Okay. I go there. You take there. I check. You go back. I mean, I take. This is too interesting to not play, right? Choosing and boozing. Speaking of boozing, I'm going to get me a beer. I don't know if this works. Boozing and losing. Oh no. Yeah, I have 2 minutes. Don't move too quickly. Time running out yet? No. Come on, bro. Boozing and losing. What are you gonna do? You have to take my knight. Are you gonna sacrifice the queen? Oh, you don't have to wait for me. Come on. I was planning on being back in within 30 seconds or so. No necessary. So unfortunately, rook takes d1 check doesn't work because of rook takes d1, knight d1, bishop g5 check, knight e3. So I have to play bishop g5 check first. And now he has f4, which is very critical. Question is, what the hell is going on? No helping, Morales. What sort of beer is that? Oh yeah, it's like box wine. No, this is not beer. This is juice. It's juice for my beer. Here's the thing. This is very unconventional, but my white Weissbier, which is like wheat beer, German Weissbier. We drink it here with like a slice of lemon. but I don't have any lemon. So I have this hack, like basically where I take this very little amount of what is like lime tasting juice, and I pour it in the bottom of the beer, and that way it has kind of like a citric taste, as if I had lime for my beer or lemon for my beer. It's a beer hack. This is Belgian wheat beer, Hoegaarden, which is very good, my favorite. If you want to send me any gifts or anything, I need a beer stir. Uh-oh, did I lose some time? I wasn't looking at the... Oh, wait. Yeah, he found the only move, right? Knight d2. Any secrets here in this position? Do we have any secrets? Bishop takes d2 check. Rook takes d2. Rook takes d2. I have a very strange feeling about that. You know, rook takes d2. Queen takes e5 check. Rook takes e2, queen e5 check, bishop e6. We have f4 at the end there. I have no idea what's going on. Hey, are we having fun? He insta-took. You got mated. Are you serious? You're getting mated? You have to take on e5. He pre-moved rook takes d2. Oh my god. You thought I'd take with the bishop. Jeez. Up close and personal with the black queen. Jeez. Happened there. Alright, we got a request to join the team from Maxime. Maxime, welcome aboard. Alright. Welcome to the beer bar. Yeah, sorry about that, bro. What was going on there, by the way? In that game? Quick overview. Is h5, like, it's totally a move. Wow, queen d3, you even got extra credit for queen d3, but you're supposed to play that without playing bishop takes f6 first. And wow, here, my rook a7, no, b5. We're actually, there's no games. Well, nobody took on f6. Taking on f6 is a mistake. Here, and then b5, and now rook a7. So my pawn sack is speculative. Computer likes trading queens. Wow, this doesn't work. Oh my god. Oh my god, it doesn't work because if bishop takes b5. Connecting your rooks. Phew, that refutes my whole line. Takes. And now I'm just like, what am I, down 2 pawns? Maybe 3. I can castle kingside and be 3 pawns down after queen takes b5. Jeez. This is not good. So after queen takes d6, I just have to go into the ending. Queen d6, rook d6. When I have some compensation, probably. Wow, that's bad. But if it wasn't for the stupid bishop takes b5, this idea would have worked. It's sound. Except for that move. Jeez. But obviously you have to play queen takes c5 check, and you're still better here. I was going to blunder. I thought this was the right move. But you have the shot again. You just keep having bishop takes b5. I had to play king f8 there. Alright, guys. Not a good game to start with. Again, I don't really play, know what I'm doing in the Najdorf, so. Princess Chess 6-4. Hi, peoples. Big fan. I got lucky. But bishop takes f6 is a mistake. You need to exact like a high price for that dark square bishop. You can't just like trade on f6 with impunity any position. You know, it's tricky. You got to really have compensation for giving that guy up, I think. But anyway, my game was tactically flawed. Well, I mean, you know, you should be looking for shots like bishop takes b5. I mean, it's the open Sicilian. Morales would have found it. We're going to do French defense again. I know I've been playing e4 too much lately. What's up, everybody? Princess Chess 64. 64. 6-4. The other day at poker, the fours were wild all night long. It was really weird. Fours everywhere. All right, we'll do it again. Are you fully prepped now? 6-4. 2. It's great when you have like a 2-3-5 board. Oh, he's switching up on me. Now I got to keep him off balance. He's expecting knight e2. But you can't let Morales. You can't let Morales like prep for you. I've been playing moves like this in like off stream games, off stream casual games. Once I had someone do it against me in the Dunst opening at the U.S. Amateur Team Championship back in like the 90s. I was black. My opponent played a Dunst, and my only game in my life where I ever played like e4, d5, knight c3. I played d4, and he played knight b1. I was like, what? You're not supposed to play knight b1? So now what do we do? That's the question on everybody's mind. 6-4 is a Russian chess magazine, of course. 6-4 and Shachmat TV SSSR were the two big ones. You know, I really shouldn't play like the Sicilian Najdorf my first game of the night when I have been playing chess all day. And the other thing was, I often do this stuff where I'll try to practice a certain style when I'm playing at a given time. And lately I do a lot of that, like playing open games, gambits, open games. But I realized I never practice closed positions. Right, that's the H. Fisher die, that's right. I'm just playing the Bogo Indian or something, or the King's Indian with black, with the pieces colored white. Morales essentially in a queen pawn game again. Your kid's calling. Uh-oh. The baby's playing. Now we're definitely in trouble. You're calling for a kid? Alright. Then it shall be. Do you remember the Russian guy, Boris? Oh. Boris sold chess 6-4? Man. Of course I remember Boris. Boris was a character, very strange dude. He was a fairly weak player for a Russian, I would say. But yeah, of course I remember him. He was a character. What do you mean, Georgian? You might be thinking of someone else. I mean, Boris wasn't Georgian ethnically. You could tell. The Boris I remember, you might be thinking of a different guy. Maybe there's more than one Boris, but the Boris who was like there in the early 90s, who was like always saying like fucking shit. Well, that was Vlad. But anyway, he had these other weird expressions he would say. He was a weak player. Are we talking about the same guy? He was probably around 1500. All the Russians said he wasn't Russian, but I mean, ethnically he wasn't Russian. I mean, wasn't Georgian for sure. He was light complected. He had curly hair and he was like lightish complected. He could have been from Soviet Georgia, but he definitely wasn't ethnically Georgian. I wasn't aware of that. The Georgian people tend to be dark-skinned. So bishop e6. Morales adapting. Morales adaptation. Well, he was a very weird guy, and I guess he was irritating to everybody, including his fellow former Soviets. He seemed kind of funny, though. Bishop d7. Morales playing the white side of the King's Indian. Yeah, I like Boris. I had no problems with him. There was this other... Well, I got a free 4-pip point. Morales had to leave because of his kid. Couldn't happen to a better guy. What do you mean you made stupid moves? Looks like you're doing alright. You will make stupid moves, hopefully, in the future. But this is okay. What you did so far is okay. Alright, fine. I'll take the free point. Sorry, let's watch another game. Alright, Schumacher versus Uber driver. No. That was round 1. Or I don't know. But it's Sun Prison versus Schumacher. Caro Khan versus Caro Khan. Two players who tend to play too fast, facing off against each other. It's move 20, and Schumacher's only used 1 minute. There's no berserk in this tournament, Schumacher. No berserking. He thinks he's berserking. His mind, he has 4 minutes left. But White sacked a pawn. What was this? You're very lucky today. Oh! I don't want to win like that. Alright. So what happened here? Oh, bishop d3 with h4 late. It's a weird combination. White. What is going on here? I mean, the game makes some sense up until move like 14. And I don't really understand what's happening now. Morales, did you resign by accident or something? No, this is a very strange game. I mean, this is one thing. Spassky played like this in the late 80s, but I mean, or early 80s, whatever, but I've seen some even good players play like this with White. Once I saw Alexander Ivanov do it against Hurtan, but he couldn't beat him. It's just like a kind of harmless way of playing in the mainline Caro Khan. You probably go castles and b3 and bishop b2 later. But this is very strange, I mean, maybe black should play... I don't know if it matters, but it's strange to play bishop d3 and then h4. So and then you play c3, so castling queenside isn't really a thing. So basically, Sun Prisoner's just kind of making this up. And then, black gave up his bishop, and white just hung a pawn. This is a very strange game. Let's check out something else. Alright, Uber Driver is playing against Dinekis. Dinekis, who also is like totally out of control, playing too fast all the time, categorically. He's used less than 2 minutes to move 21 here. And now what happened? White just sacked the exchange? Okay. White has sacked a pawn and now sacks the exchange. But why? Oh, this is forked? But still, why would you do that? You can just play like knight takes e7 and only be down a pawn. Yeah. This is a question of, no, he didn't have to. This is a question of white like playing bullet in a 10-minute game. Not good. He probably sits around playing bullet all day and then joins this tournament still playing bullet. Night Owl 2001 against Oms. Now Oms plays good chess. I'm not sure who is Night Owl again, but Oms is playing a very typical, one of his very typical Petrosian systems, which is really solid for white. Now, we don't know who Night Owl is, but this is a standard looking position. Or is it? Black is going to regain the sacrifice piece, for sure. It's a standard idea in Petrosian Kings Indians. Oms will capture on e4, black will play f5, and then it's kind of hard to see how white would avoid losing his... Wow, maybe there is a problem here, officer. Officer, we have a problem. Alright. No, it doesn't work, I don't think. Knight e4 is a very standard pseudo-sacrifice, but I just don't think it works in this position. Without providing any spoilers. There's something a little strange about the situation. Yeah, that's the problem. White's winning a piece. Game over. He gets pinned on the A file, loses a piece. So that's not good. And that's it. Who else is here? Okay. Morales is out, or are you coming back? Yeah, our game, by the way, Morales, you didn't play badly. You're even better, according to the engine at the end. I mean, this is like a typical kind of same-ish King's Indian. Let's say, I don't know, knight h6. If you want to, you can play f5. I didn't think there's anything wrong with the way you played this game. You're literally playing the white side of a reverse same-ish King's Indian. But my move knight b1 is very rare. Wow, no games in the master database. Okay. That is hard to believe. That is very hard to believe. There's 216 games with knight e2. There's 0 games with knight b1. And as far as I know, like, this is actually playable. Knight b5. It might even be better than knight b1. Just another way of going to a3 and c4, I guess. If you play c5, I play a4, you play a6. See, here what can happen is that I'll end up having the b5 thing like what Ahm's did to that guy. Where I'll get pinned on the a file and my knight can't capture because my rook's undefended. But you can't do b5 right away because I have to take on b5 with check. So I've played all these things. You know, I've played a lot of games of this variation in Blitz. But knight e2 is considered best. But I don't think that Morales should play d4. You know, again, I think you're going into a queen pawn game. I don't know that French players should play this move. Alright. Back to the tournament, though. I'm lucky I've got 2 points. Alright, Schumacher. Guys, don't forget, support my efforts to go to some tournaments. We're playing in Budapest Spring Festival. Late breaking tournament announcement from international arbiter Korpich. You really shouldn't organize tournaments and give players just 2 months notice. But they're hosting the Budapest Spring Open here. Very good tournament, but a very late entry into... And in fact, they're claiming... Somebody was claiming it was conflicting with another major Hungarian tournament. Which is like a disaster. That's why U.S. Chess Federation used to have like a clearinghouse to make sure like tournament organizers didn't host tournaments at the same time. Anyway, guys, please support the stream by donating. I can go to the Budapest Spring Festival in March and try to get some rating points in a strong tournament, as well as the World Team Senior Championship 50 plus, where we'll be playing in southern Poland in Krakow in July with an all-American team. So I appreciate your support, guys, and please subscribe and donate to support the stream, because I'm broke. I can't invest in Trump Social. Seriously, help me get myself back to a decent rating level by playing in some good tournaments for a change. The last tournament was bad conditions as far as the tournament time control and schedule, and I lost like a whole bunch of rating points. Not to mention dropping a game in the Hungarian Team Championship, but that was my fault. White is going to hang on to draw this game, possibly. And then Uber Driver got the win already. So we know who our next opponent will be. Dinek has played poorly. You know, he plays... I don't understand it, you know, why he has to play 1-minute games and a 10-minute time control. Is anyone still here? Just asking. Astrobeat, are you playing? I got a donation of $5 from Morales, and he like forfeited it, resigning against me in like 5 moves. That's a good package. Donated $5 and you resigned against me in like 5 or 6 moves. Just as a gift. Congratulations. So, you know, I think this is a hard position for black. Symmetrical pawn structure with an extra isolated pawn on e6. I don't think that black is going to win this position by pressing the clock, you know. And on position it's not easy either, because it's hard to push that pawn. Now White's pieces are well placed. It looks like it's probably a draw, you know. In order for black to try to make progress, I mean, what's he gonna do? Like defend e6 with his king? I don't think this is a win. Only on the clock, maybe. But Sun Prism is quite fast when he wants to be. I don't know why he's using so much time here. Endgame not his specialty. So Ahms has 1.5. Ahms had a late start. And he usually doesn't play all the games. Guys, remember, if you do leave the tournament, please withdraw. And that applies to Morales. And everybody, VIPs are not exempt. It's a Swiss tournament. If you do drop out, please withdraw from the tournament so you don't get paired for the next round. Mirales, are you there? Are you playing? Is anyone else dropping out? Nico's 0 for 2. Qureshi. Mule Skinner is joining us late. Asterbeat. Asterbeat, don't start accusing people of cheating. Come on now. Asterbeat. I don't think Pandaro is cheating. Just against you. No, you're getting him confused with the London system, Berlin defense guy. He's not A3. Sometimes Asterbeat forgets to take his medication. Don't we all? Alright guys, still one game ongoing. Why? Queen H5 is a weird move to play. This is a bad move, dude. You should not do that. White has pressure here, and it's like keeping black restricted. Well, I mean, there's no assurance that people who blunder are not cheating, because I get all kinds of guys doing all kinds of weird stuff. They're losing half their games, and then against me, they play half the game with. You get people like playing themselves until they're -6, and then they cheat and overcome their master strength opponents with perfect play from a -6 position. So you see every kind of possible cheater, but there are a lot of ways to kind of recognize. I didn't have any suspicions about Pandaro, though. I think he's okay. It's unlikely someone who's 0-6 against me is going to be cheating, but they can change their mind, too. Maybe he's honest for 6 games, then he starts cheating because he's tired of losing, you know. But Asterbait, no. They're emoji buddies. Good. Maybe Asterbait was just kidding. Alright. It's difficult to recognize context on the internet, as you guys know. The other day, Nefidab was joking, but we can't tell with him. He was defending the honor of GM Rachmanov. All right. He's a punk. Guys, please donate and support the stream and subscribe. We get some subscribers. Unlock new drops. Why is it Move 11 playing tonight? Will Schumacher win and face Sladgy in the 3rd round? Sun Prism came to his senses and brought the queen back to e2. What you need to do is like do nothing well, Sun Prism. Maybe you'll get lucky and Schumacher will make a blunder, but I think a draw would be a good result. Don't try to push too hard and do anything crazy like Queen H5. Maybe H5. By playing queen h5, you know, Schumacher could have played queen d3 last move. And honestly, that you gave him a way in there. White shouldn't allow the queen to come into d3. That was a big mistake. Now he's listening. But I mean, h5 is like kind of a safe move. I mean, it was hanging on h4 anyway, so this locks black down. I'm rooting for draws. You know, draws are good. Draws make everyone lose a half point. The art of doing nothing. Now, that's probably justified. Queen e7. It's not impossible that black loses a pawn and he's even worse. Jeez. That's a bad move. Man, that was a bad move by white, sorry. He had rook takes c5. He had rook takes c5. Maybe there was a problem with that, like pinning the rook with queen b6. Queen b6. Now we have to centralize. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Schumacher playing for a win or a loss here? That's the question. Schumacher. Now white has an outside pawn majority. Draws a good result at this point for black. Yeah, I take the rook ending. I would take this rook ending if I were black. It should be a draw, and you can forget about trying to win. Just draw. Rook f5. It should be a draw. I mean, there's still some play left. The pawn structure is imbalanced, but neither side should have enough to win in this position. One last trick. Be careful. You might need to play g6. If you don't play g6 and defend your rook, then he can play a4. Played it anyway. I don't know about the king and pawn in game. This is getting closer to a draw, though. This should definitely be a draw. That is a draw. Although it's possible to lose. Sun Prism, Endgame Pro. I don't think either side has anything here. Now, can we just take a quick look at the endgame? I want to see one position when rook a4 happened. Rook a5, g6, a4. So this is just a draw. Take. You could have played rook b5, but I was wondering about this. That would be scary. That would be scary. Takes, king f7, king here, king e6, king e2. Jeez. Alright. So, Sparkle Horse, Uber driver. It's like a guaranteed draw. Guys, remember, if you do leave the tournament, please withdraw. Is anyone leaving the tournament? If you leave the tournament, press the withdraw button. Don't forget to withdraw. Having said that, please don't leave the tournament. We need as many players as we can. I have. Where's Drown the Clown? Drown the Clown. Why do you give what do you give a deer with an upset stomach? That really goes over well with the European crew. Drown the Clown tells American jokes to European viewers. No one knows what Alka-Seltzer is here. We have different pharmaceutical companies. There's no Alka-Seltzer. Maybe they have Alka-Seltzer, but it's not common in Europe. Alka-Seltzer. That's really funny. But, you know, the majority of players are not US based. You gotta be more inclusive with your jokes, Drown the Clown. 70% of our viewers are in Europe. I have already joined team. I am not able. Alright, guys. Aspie, no more cheaters. No more cheater accusations. Uh-oh. Oh no, someone didn't get in the team. Cruiser 7. Oh wow, this guy has 1 million games. Nice. I'm sorry guys, I was too late with those requests to get them in this round. Freaking Uber driver. The boring Catalan type stuff. Uh-huh. You made it to 11th place. The deer and elk are different animals, but they're in the same family, right? Elk are just like larger deer. And then you just go up on up the line, like to moose. It's like a stoat is a kind of ferret. They're in the same family, Mr. Coffee. We'll accept it. Oh. Uber driver called my bluff. I'm playing the Owen defense. The Reverend John Owen. Reverend John. Okay. Well, I don't know what I'm doing. We have a resident animal expert here now. Dr. Tripchance. Wonder if they have elks or, well, Iran is kind of diverse, huh? Do they have deers in Iran? Desert deers. Desert deers. You got your 7th paper published. Wow. Congratulations. Dr. Tripchance. I didn't know something. I learned that hamsters are like indigenous to Europe. They're just like hamsters running around in the cemetery and stuff in the grass. I didn't know hamsters were just... thought they were more like domesticated things. I never really thought about where they come from, but there was this video of a hamster like eating all the flowers at somebody's like grave side. It's like if somebody eats your relative's flowers, it was probably a hamster. Alright, having said that, now, here we go. Yeah, no, Iran is really, yeah. mountainous. You got a very diverse geography there, I would imagine. Iranian deer. Deer kebabs. Oh man. I saw these like sausage, like kielbasa snacks at Aldi yesterday. They're just like normal, probably made of pork or something. Little like snack sausages that you like buy in a little pack to eat as a snack, and it had like a panda on it. I was just thinking like they're like panda snack or something like that. It was so weird. It makes you think like, is this made from 100% panda, or how is like putting a cute panda on the packaging of a sausage product like normal? You know, who thinks of that? Where do I go now? My son was like, is that made from real panda? I don't think the Chinese would like that. 100% Pawnda. It would seem wrong to eat pandas. They don't eat other animals. They're 100% vegan. So you put the panda on the packaging just to make it look cute. Why not like a pig or something? You know, like appropriate. Even that's weird, you know. They have like pepperoni slices, and you'll like buy them in the Aldi, and then it has this like picture of a piggy, like a happy like piggy there, you know. I don't want to like identify with the cute piggy on my pepperoni slices, you know. There's something really perverse about that. So what's going on here? Uber driver, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? Knight H3. What was it Joe Biden says? Come on, man. That's a very like 80s kind of sort of slang. Right? Everybody said man. You know, it was so typical 80s stuff. Everybody. That's malarkey. We got another request to join the team? Can't be. This is like an old one. Yeah. Alright, Uber driver. So basically we transposed to a kind of Queen's Indian accelerated. So I was trying to play anyway. It's funny, Uber driver starts with D4, and then he won't go into Queen's Indian, he plays E4. Then he ends up playing like a C4, E4, D5 structure anyway at the end. Addicted to queen pawn structures. Oh man. Redeploy. Holy moly, Batman. Super Driver lost already? No. Come on, guys. Gift a sub to the community. Make a donation. I can't believe you did that. Jeez. Should I play like James West? Are you gonna play? What are you gonna play if I do this? Up close and personal, Bob. You like bishops. You like bishops, and you like the one on c5. Move 11 and I have been studying Petrosian games together, and I wonder how you would feel about bishop g4. That's probably not really going to make a difference, actually. I'm going to take. Oh. Ooh, that was a fast pre-move you've got there. That's a nice pre-move you've got there. Now, can you please pass the Grey Poupon? Knight f4. Knight f4. Knight f4. Knight f4, queen a4 check. King f8. Little drafty. Yeah, nothing major. There's really no reason to be fancy in this position, I guess. Damn, Uber driver. Uber driver getting taken to night school. Have you been to night school? Been taking classes at night school? Maybe studied the Chigorin, a little bit of Chigorin. Gain more appreciation for the knights. Yeah, I mean the queen is definitely not out of play on a4 at all. This is hoping for a queen exchange. You know, and objectively, I'm not going to give it to him. His queen is seriously out of play. And I was just talking about Petrosian, and oh no, by warrior, you better withdraw from the tournament. Were you even in the tournament? But anyway, Petrosian and the hallowed goblet. Why? Yes. New Harry Potter. Why do you choose that night, Saji? Because my king needs a place to go. Okay. Yeah, I'm like, if this was my over the board game, I would probably lose it somehow, honestly. It reminds me a little bit of how I lost in last month's tournament. Can I accept you in the team? You're leaving. Wait, were you kicked out of the team? It depends on how many times you've been kicked out of the team. Have you reached your daily limit? I'm trying to take advantage of my bad memory. In my new account. His new account. Okay. Sure. I'll be right there. I wanted to do the other knight, the h5 knight. That would have been allowing me to put this knight on h4. I could have one knight in f4, one on h4. Then he would like take it though, and then e5 would be free to row, free range, free to row, free row. Oh my god! What could possibly go wrong for white here? Free range chickens. Oh, he like pre-moved queen takes before. He's so strong with the pre-moves. It's unbelievable. Where does he get these pre-moves from? The pre-move master. Queen c2, one move blunder. Uber driver? You're talking about another game, obviously. Because Uber driver was in trouble before that. This is an ugly position. This is a very ugly position. You found that all by yourself. Yeah, but I cannot lose this pawn on d6. That's important. Well, my rook on f8 is doing a lot. I'd rather move that rook. The other rook can maybe play more actively. This is a kind of annoying position, though. I will say, like, I should have gotten more. Like, he should have been resigning by now in this game. Objectively. Dark square. Magic. Mouse magic. Very hard to defend that white king side, but the bishop does a good job. My knights are redundant. So I need time to play like queen h4 and pick off h3. Then he'll really be done. He has rook e3. Not overly impressed. Queen d2. He's got a check on h6. I like this though. I mean, how's our Slaggy squares, Mr. Coffee? Let's see. Here. Look at that. Oof. He's not protecting the h3 pawn. Got another knight where that one came from. I like redundant knights here. E4 is hanging with check. My opponent isn't really threatening anything. Uber driver has a back rank check. Jesus. Speaking of cheapos, took the pawn at a7. Someone had a long day at work today. That's good. At least I'm not the only one who blunders obvious one-move tactics. Apocalyptic infrastructure. Yeah, rook b8 was just a trick. But White's position was really difficult, you know. If we take a quick look at the opening, this is a known line, which I never play. So h4 is the secret move. c4 is h3 is a novelty. Bishop h3 is a novelty. Whatever, knight h3. Wow. After bishop c8, he's almost lost, according to Stockfish. Bishop c8 negative 1.3 for you, Uber driver. You're basically lost after bishop c8. Virtually lost after this move. That's so sick. And if queen f3, it's especially. Wow. Queen f3, knight h4. Ooh, even this would be really insane. Like queen c8 threatening knight h5. This is a disaster. Poor Uber driver. We're 3-0. Sung Prism with second place. Draw with Schumacher. He beat Morales. Oh my god. What was that? It looks like a Caro Khan. Morales was white. It was a Caro Khan. That's why it looks like a Caro Khan. If Morales didn't drop out of the tournament yet, he's definitely going to drop out now. Don't forget to withdraw. I could play Alms. Not necessarily. I have to be paired with Sung Prism. And Danekis came back with another win. Probably using 1 minute for the whole game. Okay, so round 4. Either Sparkle Horse, Sung Prism. I'm due white. Sung Prism is due white. Arms is due white. Everybody's due white. Oh, it was French. I just saw the bishop on d7. Yeah, it should be a French then. But I, for some reason, was thinking Sung Prism played the Caro Khan. I don't know why. I guess he's been playing French. You've been playing French. Everybody plays the French. What is it, Caruana? Pandaro's been cheating again. He lost another game. Alright, we are playing Alms. And the higher rated player gets his, or higher point group player gets his, gets to do color. The first pairing that I've ever seen the Stockfish, lichess Swiss system get right. Usually whenever I predict a pairing, it's wrong. Okay, what does Om's play with black? This is for Asterbait. Asterbait's been playing a lot of knight f3, b3. What happened to Princess Chess, by the way? She didn't join the tournament. She stopped by the stream. We didn't tell her there's a ladies' prize tonight. We have this friend at poker who always wants to play Omaha. But most of the players don't want to play Omaha. And whenever he's playing, he's like, Omaha, can we play Omaha? We're like, no. And then when he leaves, or when he's about to leave, we're like, okay, everybody, we can play Omaha. If he's not here, we'll play Omaha. We just like troll him. And we can do that Princess Chess. Oh, there's a ladies' prize tonight. Who's your opponent, Antonio? Do I want to know? Do we want to know? Do you want to name names? Are we going to start outing people here? Jim never comes. He's a big advocate of b3 anymore. He only plays bullet. Oh, here he is. Oh, this is a new player. So he has 15,000 games, at least. Sinoliento had 15,000 games. You can talk to him in Spanish because he's from Peru. He had 15,000 games in Blitz. So I'm sure that's a legitimate account. Only 15,000 in Blitz, and that's not. I didn't even check his rapid games. I was like, okay. You can use your Spanish skills to communicate. Sinaloa cartel. Uh-oh, A5. This has to be handled very carefully. Because A4 would leave me in an awkward spot. But I've seen some interesting moves. Playing such positions with black, I have played this type of move. And white has to be careful about A3, A4, B4, C5, blowing up my queen side, for example. So I can play A4, stopping him permanently for now, or I can play a different move, including, but not limited to, knight to C3, and the more extreme C4, with the idea of maybe sort of trying to get some play and play actively. I don't know if C4 is appropriate here without that much experience in this type of position. So let's have one last look at our options here. A3, passive, it feels. C4. Then again, we could ignore A4. Ignore it and it will go away. That was the sticker that my childhood dentist had in his office. Ignore your teeth and they will go away. Very effective messaging. Teeth are bullies. Teeth are like trolls. What I don't like about a4 is like it really reduces the flexibility. Oh, like the South Dakota governor. She's got new teeth now. She got her teeth in Texas. They had the best teeth in Texas. Horses and teeth. And horse's teeth. You always measure a horse by his teeth. You know, never look a gift horse in the mouth. Okay, what else are we doing? Yeah, there's a lot of options here. This is interesting. Alright, whatever. I'm gonna, ignore it. Maybe we'll get some new teeth. Played a4. Didn't even pause. You know, I'm not that worried about a3. I'm not afraid. My bishop has lots of squares. I wonder if that a3 pawn would fall. I was also thinking maybe play more dynamically. He's trying to worsen my structure. Sire. Alright. I don't know. I would normally have played the proverbial a4, but I wanted to get in time pressure. Dude. Take. Always take. Yeah, my f5 break. Oh, f5, is that a thing? Ams is a good strategic player, obviously. But f5 is serious. I'm also thinking about taking on a4. First things first. Now I'm definitely considering f5. We're a pawn to the good. Queen b3. I don't know. I mean, we gotta try to confuse Ams a little bit, if possible. Look at his beautiful pawn snake. No more beautiful pawn snake. Oh, that's an ugly snake. Different game now. Different game, different snake. Take, knight c6. b1. This is weird. Weird game. So who's better? At the end of the day, White is doing fine, I think. We're doing fine. Pawn count is even. Wow, I did not anticipate him doing that. Jeez. Really? Okay, did not anticipate that. Guys, leaving. Not your day. 6 plus 6 equals 12. 12 pawns on board. Okay. Doubling cube, please. White's pieces are more active in the black counterparts. Parts is parts. The G2 bishop is definitely more active than the F6 bishop. My knight is a little better than his knight. Both sides have weak pawns. My rook, okay, the rooks are equal. Queens are equal. But I think that white is better here in an opposite colored bishop position where dynamism matters. My minor pieces are much more active. So rook a5, that's a nice idea, but first of all, I could just win a pawn. It's a doubled pawn. A good one. And then there's also, of course, other moves, like queen b3. Rook b5. I'm a little low on time. I don't really like trading. I don't really like trading my knight for his bishop on f6 unless I have a good reason to do that. I'm going to need a good reason to do that. Somebody please gift a gift sub. Antonio, thanks for the donation. See you later. Wait a minute here. Did we get a $5 donation today? Didn't I thank Antonio for a donation today? But he didn't donate $5 today. That was like yesterday. You're gonna need a bigger pawn. You're gonna need a bigger Pawnda. Two A pawns are better than one. So if I take the pawn on b7, do I have then two passed pawns or one? Do these count as two passed pawns or one passed pawn? Just asking for a friend. They're definitely not connected passed pawns. They're subjected passed pawns. If his b pawn falls, my question is, do I have two passed pawns or one? I guess you just have one, right? Just one, because the other one is actually blocked by its own pawn. So it's technically not a passed pawn. Trick question. There is a pawn in its way, and it's one of its own pawns. So I guess if you have doubled pawns, the one in the rear is not a passed pawn. That would be my answer. The other move I looked at was rook b5, trying to undouble said pawns. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. So it gives him the ability drop in on me. Drop in and say hi. It's going to be hard to prevent that. What if I take on f6? Take an f6? Not my favorite move. If I take on d3, his big idea is like maneuvering his knight to e5 or queen d3 actually. Knight d4 or knight e5 is possible. Okay, his knight alone can't really hurt me. But I feel like I'm losing the initiative here somewhat. Okay, knight e5. I can't take on f5 because I'll lose the d5 knight. However, looks like he's just down a pawn in an endgame. This was not expected. Maybe he has a shot now? No. Yes, no. Well, I can always play knight takes f6 check. So I'm trading an a pawn for a b pawn. We're still better. If rook takes a2, queen f5, or possibly Forkington. What could possibly go wrong? f4, knight d4. He took one of my isolated pawns, and I took one of his. And now he can take one of my isolated pawns, and I can take one of his weak pawns. And he can take another one of my weak pawns. And then boom. So he played rook d4 instead. What's the trick? There is no trick. So I'm 2 pawns up. He can't take on d2 without losing a piece. You know, but the biggest handicap black position was really the bishop on f6, which is immobilized, and tying him down to that, and like mine isn't that kind of liability. But I really thought he would play a knight move immediately rather than going for the a pawn. This move was unforeseen due to unforeseen circumstances. Well, he drops a piece now. He's been working too hard. What's up with that opening? What was that? Oh, a5. Yes, this is such a curious line. There's no games. Wow. It's a rare position. And the problem is, you've got a rare position and there's no strong players who play black to really go by. Why are there so few games here? Few. Oh yeah, I always play g6. This is recommended by someone we know. Alright. Going back to the game, was my reaction to a5 the best? No, a4. It's a tough call, though. There's all these moves. I allowed a4. And then there's this, which is a move as well. So the computer hates this. It wants me to keep my pawn structure together. Interesting. We really need like a b3 expert to play this position. After this, you had a3. And now I'm like slightly better. And f5 is okay. Slightly better. Oh, I missed something. Knight f6, queen f6, rook b7. Immediately. Alright. Going back to the tournament. Back to tournament. It's my lucky day today. What's up, everybody? Please support my effort to go to the World Senior Team Championship in Krakow in July. We're trying to raise money. We've got 10% of the way there. And I'm streaming 6 days a week. So you have 6 chances a week to donate some pocket change to help send Sadji to Krakow and the Budapest Spring Festival. We played the bird for a week. Well, not all birds are b3 birds. Alright. Pawnda Rapid 4-0. Sun Prism is facing Uber Driver. That's got to be a good battle. Uh-oh. Uber Driver has an outside pawn, and 3 out of 4 moms are on the wrong color. And Uber Driver has more time. Bro. 4 out of 4 moms are on the wrong color. This doesn't look good. My next opponent is going to be Uber Driver. Jeez. But bishop d8 is such a weird move. Why would you play that? I can't believe you played bishop d8. Weirdest move ever. Subtle. He played it twice. Alright. Well, black's winning no matter what. He just needs to... Yeah. That's a serious threat. And too many moms on the wrong color. I mean, even without the outside pawn, like, this is awkward for white. He had it. Yeah, well, you can't change the color of white's pawns being on. There's no control of the white squares, so. Plus the outside pawn. Plus the better king position. Uber Driver has everything here. Oh, I can't play Uber Driver because I already played him. Oh, that's good. He's unstoppable. How many? Wait, one more round to go or 2? 2 more rounds, right? All right. Sun Prism needs to work on endgames. Is the king of pawn game winning? Of course. Yeah, outside pawn. Black could play f5 at some point also. Alright, that was brutal. What happened there? Oh no. Oh no. Look what Uber Driver did. He did the Bronstein move. So, I don't remember. Bronstein has this in 200 open games, but my book is like in my storage unit. I don't know if I have it here. I think I probably left it in the storage unit, but yeah, it looks like Sun Prism got scammed and transposed back into. This isn't good. He played knight takes c5. You're transposing back into some kind of exchange French or something there. So white has to play a different move, either pawn takes or or pawn takes. You have to take a pawn in this position with a pawn, and I don't remember which one. You were tricked into playing into a line you didn't know, but I think d5 is considered dubious. Obviously. I already played Uber Driver. I didn't play Schumacher with, wow, you got over 400 games, 413 games against, no, 418 games we played. Astrid, did you get a point yet? Got a bye. Yeah, I mean, I would imagine. It's interesting, he's not playing Hippo anymore. I must have really got to him criticizing his hippoism. He's playing his normal repertoire. Morales lost 3 games in a row against Sinaliento. Well, who's a good player, it looks like. Sun Prism. Yeah, Morales was in a bad mood. Don't play well in bad mood. Okay, that's weird. I thought I was going to play Uber Driver since he beat you, but instead I'm playing you. Huh. Hippoism. Oh, okay. I don't play... What do I play? The Scandinavian with knight f6? I had a training game with one of my students today. We gotta keep people off balance. Knight c3. Wait, so I did this before. I must have done this before. And that's all you got for me? Knight c3? Ugh. There's nothing fun to do against that. Yeah, I had the exact game. This exact game many times. Again, Uber. Now let me remember. Knight d7? No. Wait a minute here. Knight d7. Knight d7. What am I? Knight d7. No, that's a move. Knight d7, bishop d5. Knight d7, knight d5, knight e5. Anyway, there's no reason to do that, I guess. Maybe there is. I had this exact position the other day against somebody. Whoa. Now, how do you know to play that move there? Don't castle or anything? I had the exact same game against some guy. You play d4, you don't castle. Why? Why one or not the other? Don't mind that your pawn is hanging or anything. Played instantly with no thinking. That's weird for me, you know? How can you play this move instantly without thinking about it? Normally you're grabbing pawns instantly without thinking about it. Now you're sacrificing pawns instantly without thinking about it. Honestly, I had the exact same game like 2 days ago. But my opponent didn't play d5 here. And I'm not sure it's even good. Objectively. Yeah, now this is interesting. Do I want to take and draw his knight to d5? Like, why do I want to do that? Why would I want to do that, right? Brother Man, he's a really strong bullet player. I saw like 2300, so I don't think that he has a problem with being a little late to the game. He was late against Morales too. Brother Man is 2300 in bullet, so I guess he can manage with a time deficit. But Morales was also thinking he wasn't coming and he showed up, so don't be too confident he's not going to show up there, Pandaru. On the list, Brother Man. Brother of another mother. But White failed to gain an advantage. Oh, you're going to castle, maybe. That never occurred to me. Castling queenside at move 11, move 12. Pandara likes trading pieces. Now, maybe I really ought to consider doing the exchanging. If I don't, White might... Well, I mean, where's this queen going to go, objectively? If I take, which way does he recapture? I don't really like him getting control of the open file, necessarily. So what happened, Pandaru? Is Brother Man here? Or not? Let's see? How many moms? Only 50% of your moms are on dark squares. Try to get all 6 pawns on dark squares if you can. I strongly recommend A3 and G3. There's no need to move your H pawn. Just leave your H pawn where it is. Play like A3, G3. Then we can get a Uber driver like ending maybe, where all of your pawns are on the wrong color. No. No. You're not supposed to do that. I don't like that. What was that bling? Someone didn't donate something. Sinolianto followed. Yeah, I wouldn't want you guys to donate anything to the stream. I don't want to go to these tournaments or anything. H5 is worth considering, but it might be bad in the long run. Knight on d5 is quite strong. Can be supported by another knight. I have a radical idea. H5. Danger. Danger mouse. Rook fd8. Federation of United Planets. Maybe White is better here. What if I play rook ac8 and then sack on d5 and smack him with like knight b4? It's probably not enough. Okay, this is a weird move. kind of a weird move. He likes trading pieces a little bit too much, objectively. Black should be okay here. Are you threatening me? H5 needs to be reevaluated. Ah, that's so wimpy to take with a knight. Oh man, that's so wimpy. I can't believe you did that. Still, white is okay. White is not worse, I guess. But good chances for being worse in the endgame, maybe. So what do I do? Rook c8. Do you want to play rook c8? Alright. Alrighty, Bob. Let's see what's behind door number 2. Do I have a threat? Position is equal. Never donate. Please don't donate to my stream. I don't need the money to go to the... I don't need the money to go to the... You know, I'm just gonna, like, live in an airport. There was a 83-year-old guy in Bologna who was living in the airport for like 9 months, and they finally, like, I think in Bologna, they finally gave him a place to live. Yeah. You have playing for draw disease. You got to be careful not to turn into Vera Menchik and her loss against Capablanca, where she tried too hard for a draw. Okay, so knight d3. It would appear to threaten knight c5, which I don't love. What about my king side? That's not important. And knight c5 is annoying. Rook d5, c4, not possible. Yeah, I don't love this move. Now I've got problems with pawns on the dark squares. Half my pawns are on dark squares too. Right, it's like the Tom Hanks movie in real life. Exactly. Now you played h5. Yeah. Real life Tom Hanks movie. Exactly. Film buff or veterinarian? Now this is going to get weird. If he pushes the pawn, what do I do? The pawn itself may be overextended. Yeah, he's consistently like avoiding any risk. Guys, please don't donate. We have $206.66, 95 days to go, till 3 months to go, till July. But I do want to go to the Budapest Spring Open, which is in May. Never donate. Trying reverse psychology, but it's not working. Tuesday tournaments are never good for asking for support. People don't really donate on Tuesdays for some reason. People are just like sick of going back to work. They just recovered from Monday. It's better on the weekend. Fridays and even Thursdays, Fridays and Sundays. Mondays and Tuesdays aren't really good. Maybe Mondays are better than Tuesdays for some reason, though. I don't understand. Anyway, congratulations on your paper, Dr. Chip Chance. So knight f4. Rook b5, rook a5. And then my rook has no way to get back. Get back, Jojo. Put the rook. Put the lotion on the rook. It puts the lotion on the rook. Hannibal Lecter. Told you guys I watched one of those old Hannibal Lecter movies the other day. Alright. Where's Nedog? We need Nedog. Film buff. Yeah, he was tired of seeing like rook d1, bishop takes b2 check. And he loves putting pawns on dark squares, as we saw. But things are not so easy, you know. Now, I can put more pawns on dark squares. I can beat you to it. I can play f5, too. No. No, the dark square pawns are all you. You do your dark square pawn thing. On Monday, people are still drunk. On Tuesday, they're fully sober. The Title Tuesday streamers suck up all the donations. Well, I mean, assuming you play chess on the evil chess site, which we don't here. It's not quite as good as Uber Driver's ending from Sun Prism's last game. So Uber Driver had a massive endgame. Bishop endgame against Sun Prism, where all of Sun Prism's pawns ended up on the wrong color. Here my advantage is very small. Almost nothing. But let's say I played e5. No. Let's not. e5. b5. You really want to do this? b5? Okay. It's a theme. If you guys gift, if anybody gifts a gift sub, gift it to Dr. Trip Chance. Not that other dude. Check. Check Garoni. Uber Driver had a king on d5 too. I'm learning from Uber Driver. Check Garoni. The San Francisco tree. The similarities just keep coming up. Come on, guys. Let's get a gift sub for Dr. Chip Chance. We don't have enough to pretend to like our master. We must like him. Every cent is important. Guys, I got to go to 2 tournaments, which means taking a week off to play in one, taking a week off playing the other, pay to travel to the other one. So $2,000 is the minimum for our tournament in May and July. Maybe I can save money by actually taking the train to Krakow. You know, but flights are fairly cheap too. But it is better for the environment right? Flying is bad for the environment, so I should take the train because of that. Move 11 gifted. There it is. Oh my god. You just gifted a tier 1 sub to Krakow Pretzels? That's a weird coincidence. I was just talking about Krakow, going to Krakow, and you gifted a sub. But this was intentional? Krakow Pretzels. If I don't get any donations, that's what my diet is going to consist of in Krakow. Do I want to play e5 just to get my knight to an active square? Squeeze it. Wheezy. Wheezy and George Jefferson. Krakow Pretzels. I'm trying to understand. Germans are big on pretzels. And in German it's like bretzels. By extension, Poland is close to Germany, so they should have some good pretzels. The neighboring countries like Poland and the Czech Republic should have some good pretzels, huh? This is maybe not enough. Oh my god, you just played that. Wow. I don't know about that, man. You're giving me a protected passer. Fred the Crusher. He's not Fred, he's E. It's an E name. Eric the Crusher. Jeez. Eric the Crusher, Eric the Red. What am I going to do? Going for maximum. The Oscar Schindler guy. Oh. No, it's in Krakow. Yeah, you can go there. It's like a museum. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's Krakow. Right. It's in southern Poland, and that's one of the highest, kind of rated tourist attractions. At least from what I've seen. But what I didn't realize was, I knew the World Team Championship was in Krakow, but I didn't realize how close it is to Hungary. Krakow is it's in the southern part of Poland. I didn't realize it was so far south. So it's actually closer, for example, to Hungary than even oops, I'm having hallucinations. It's closer than, say, Prague, which I traveled to by train. I imagine it's similar. I looked at it's time-wise 8 or 9 hours by train. It's a long train ride, but it's one day. It's doable. You can take a faster train that's under 8 hours. But all moms, get aboard the Saji train. Does that sound weird? Well, Dr. Chip Chance is here. I refer to pawns as moms. Dark square pawns and light square pawns. It's Jif versus Skippy, and this famous commercial where they say moms recommend whatever kind of peanut butter. One or the other. It's a polarized world we live in. You're either putting your pawns on white squares or you're putting your pawns on dark squares. That's the only choice you've got. And one thing that I think a lot of people don't appreciate in chess is how important color complex really is. You are in big trouble. Those are connected pass pawns. They're your friends. And my knight is, he's a tricky guy. He's capable of operating on both colors. Well, the train travels. Yeah, bus is the worst. Whenever you go by bus, there's some psychopath on your bus. At least with the train, you can like move to another compartment. Is this a mistake to push that pawn to e3? It might be. Imagine you're like a single woman and Dr. Tripchance is on your train. I mean, on your bus. You can never get away from him. I mean, that's pretty depressing thought. Why can't I go here? If you try to sack your bishop or something, my a-pawn is pretty fast. Just want to warn you about that. From Disney? But Disney, well, astrobate which Disney are we talking about here? You're talking about Disney Southern California, Disney Los Angeles. I assume astrobate is now talking about going from Florida, but it's possible. Oh no. The Untouchables. Poor Sun Prism. Yeah, this endgame should be a draw. You know, it's interesting to study this and see how you lost this, but I think the biggest factor was here. Like, well, one of the biggest factors, like, you're already in trouble, but you cannot allow e4 check. This is out of the question. So, in this position, I mean, you have to take. Computer disagrees. It thinks you can defend after that. I think it's a fool's errand. I can't believe white isn't lost. Wow, even after e4, you're not lost. That's impressive. So g4. I guess g4 isn't the best way to handle it, though. But why not take? You know, you're trying to draw in a slightly inferior position. Trading pawns, you know, it's the right idea here, fundamentally. Knight takes. In fact, my e5 is probably a mistake if I'm trying to win. You know, it's a draw position. But maybe trading pawns isn't the right answer. You make the position more simplified. Takes king e2, and I looked at knight c4, and then b3 loses. So you have bishop c1. But this is the point. Maybe you didn't see bishop c1. He probably saw like b3 is losing, and he didn't like his position. But this isn't a win. Black is better, but it's not really better when you calculate 20 moves deep. In this case, depth 38, I guess is like 20 moves deep, 20 half moves, or 38 half moves, 20 moves. Move pairs. I mean, it looks good. My king is better, my bishop's better, my knight's better. But it's not enough to win. I think it's a mistake to allow e4 check. Now I have protected pass pawn. And black has a significant advantage here. Minus 1.1. That's not a joke anymore. Uh-oh, Uber Driver's still playing the epic Uber Driver Schumacher game, and we're missing it. Sorry. Oh my god. Schumacher King Kong. Let's say the name. That guy. Queen B2. He just always does whatever I say. Queen A2. Queen A2. I don't want you to like just do my moves. This is the right plan. King F2. Good move. Can Schumacher put weight into Zugzwang here? What about that beautiful pawn at E5? It can't. This bishop's just too good. It's stopping it. You can't sack a pawn with D5. Schumacher almost lost on time. Jeez. He's going to lose on time. Oh man, this is getting weird now. E4 could get very dangerous. Like E4, F4 takes G4. That would be funny. E4, F4 takes G4. Maybe you can't stop the pawn. This breakthrough was brought to you by Schumacher. Oh my god, does that work? What? Oh, you can't stop the pawn either way. Oh jeez. I would have blockaded with King E2, but Uber Driver just makes the queen. Oh. Wow. Endgame. Endgame land. Endgames are important. Well, what was this? Oh, Uber Driver was white. It's a check. I don't know, Schumacher, you didn't see my game where I played C5 against him? Was it this position? I played some early C5 against him, and the move is like doesn't exist. It like doesn't exist in theory, and I think the computer says it's okay. I've been playing a lot of Bogos with C5. Well, the question is, were you winning? I think that's the interesting question. You were clearly better. When I tuned in, we had this position where he was under pressure. He's barely hanging on. I didn't see this. I saw from this point, I guess, around this point. Yeah, you're trying to win with your king on H5. Looks like you're just clearly better. The computer thinks it's a draw. Till Queen B2. And now, I thought you found the right plan to bring your king in. Yeah, he played King F3. Yeah, it's like better. You're almost winning. Wait, there's like one move there. King D3, very difficult to find. Of course you shouldn't lose. But you're always like getting lower on the clock than him, you know? You're down to like 2 seconds, and he always has like extra. So it feels like he's not feeling the time pressure as much as you. So who do I play now? Alpha. I played Uber Driver, Pandaro, Schumacher. I did play you, didn't I? I didn't play Schumacher. I think I said that last game. Didn't play Schumacher. Okay. So I play you. Or Alpha. No, Schumacher has more points. No, they both have 2.5. I'll probably play Acerbate. Uber Driver is the second place, losing only to you-know-who. And Pandaro. Ooh, Pandaro beat Sinaliento. Wow. Maybe Acerbate was onto a conspiracy theory. Oh, Zen Chess missed the tournament. we get a donation? Okay, yeah, I'm playing Alpha Alpha. You can relax, Schumacher. We had a French against this guy last time. But I didn't feel like playing E4 today. We'll go back to, our classical kind of D4. I played the white side of a Nimzo yesterday. I almost never play the Nimzo these days. The white side. Alright, so this could be a Benoni. Most likely a Benoni. Although I like the Budapest Gambit, it doesn't like me. He played Benoni. Oh! Acerbate and Cigar Man. I tell the story how the lowest rated player I lost to in a classical game, like in the last 25 years, was this dude who was like chewing on a cigar. I underestimated him. He was like 1700. Played this crappy Benoni with Bishop E7, and I thought, okay, this will be easy. And the guy beat me. Okay, Bishop G4. I might have a better move there. I probably have a better move. Queen B3 is interesting, but no, there's no reason to get weird. What's the biggest upset I've ever seen? I don't know. One of those like amateur team tournaments, Move 11. There was always like somebody who lost to someone like 1,000 points lower, The U.S. Amateur Team Championship. There's always some like 2,000 who loses to a 1,000 or something like that. In those massive rating differences. But I mean, in like serious tournaments, I don't really have like stored memories of stuff like that. I mean, I really think it's weird when you have tournaments where there's too much gap between the players. Like the Reykjavik Open is like silly in my opinion. There's really no reason anybody should be playing anybody else who's more than like 600 points below them or above them. Like, I think that's too much. So I don't get the Reykjavik Open type of stuff. Like, it made sense in like the 70s or something, but I don't really get, like, in today's climate, the way the rating system is, to have like 1400s playing 2200s and stuff. There was the fabled FM at the Marshall who lost to Cherubin. So was this Cherubin guy like legitimately 1300? Or he was just like underrated? Was he like a well-known 1300? Like lifetime 1300? Or just like an unknown quantity who came along and knocked off an FM? Was it inaccurate ratings or really like the FM, the FM who shall not be named? Thanks for the gift sub, by the way. At least someone loves me. Krakow Pretzels. Now is a subscriber to the stream. You played what? You played him a few times. He's a super solid 1300. That's interesting. I'd have to go back to my early days when I was like starting out, my first rating of 1275. Try to get in the mind of being a solid 1300 was like, that's such a weird way to characterize someone. A solid 1300. Usually people aren't solid 1300s. There's no such thing. Very active. Active like physically or active chessically? Active playing a lot of tournaments. Older guy who's 1300, but he doesn't blunder. He just hung in there. You know, how would he typically lose if he didn't blunder? He like loses on time or... Alright, we're going to try something here. Alpha is a fast player. I'm going to pull my bishop back and play a fianchetto type of setup here with allowing c4. But I'm a little concerned about that. I mean, there's these pieces coming in here. This might be a serious mistake. But I mean, still, I have a 5-on-4 kingside majority that should be important. The other thing I could do, which would be kind of risky, would be to trade my piece off. Okay, maybe I changed my mind. You know what? There's nothing wrong with changing your mind, and it's an important thing to do. I'm changing my mind. Screw putting my bishop on g2. I am not going to get like crushed by this knight coming into d3. My king can go to g2 to soak up the weaknesses on the sponge king, can soak up the weaknesses on the light squares, and we can kick him out with f4. This will cover, and slowly we'll just expand. See, I'm soaking. It's a soaking. Yeah, maybe a shitty endgame player. I mean, how is a 1300 like solid and doesn't blunder? What kind of mistakes do they make? They make like positional mistakes. He just like didn't know what a bad bishop was, or he would make like strategic mistakes that were really ugly. Maybe. What were his weaknesses? So if you're an FM and you lose to a 1300, that's like a 1,000-point upset. Yeah, my worst was being like 2,300 and losing to a... Maybe I was 2,400, I don't know. I think I was around 2,400 and I lost to a 1,700. So what's that, 700? There was like 1 or 2 cases where I lost to someone like 600 or 700 points lower. But in general, I've always been pretty consistent. You know, I think in fact, like, one of the reasons why my FIDE rating is so low is like I'm not playing enough low-rated players. I always act like it's a bad thing to play lower-rated players, but in fact, that's how I built my USCF rating up. You know, playing both strong players and a lot of weaker players too. I'm pretty consistent at beating the weaker players, but I'm out of practice at doing that, really. Queen d4. Queen d4, fear no more. We need sayings. Yeah, knight c5. Always live. He's kind of lacking in counterplay here. Okay, only the knight c5. I could have played bishop g4, I'm just spacing. But it's sort of a one-trick pony, isn't it? Whoa. Dude. That's like resigning. f5 is the worst move ever. On my shelf is like The Art of Positional Play by Reshevsky. I was just thinking about it today. I mean, this move, I think this is like just losing directly. That's like literally self-immolation. Because the definition of your position is like the fact that you don't. The most important thing is that you don't have a light square bishop. So this is by definition a mistake. Your white squares are your problem, and f5 makes it worse. So it has to lose. Asterbate learned this lesson, in the Benoni. And that bishop is stuck. Hey, bishop, where are you going? You like d8? Well, we can... I can't do a Goichberg imitation. I can't do New York accents. Lack of white square control can be fatal. There's also... Well, maybe you should... No, this is tough, dude. This is really ugly. I just wonder if I can swing my rook across somehow. Schumacher would like this position. Knight e4. Bogo. Swing the rook across. Knight e4. Yesterday's Nimzo, or Sunday's Nimzo with Schumacher. Was it yesterday? Yeah, like g4, it was yesterday. g4, knight e4. Crushing space advantage, weaknesses on the light squares. This is a disaster. But I don't recommend playing bishop e7 Benoni. I think it's really bad. If you're interested in playing something weird, you should seriously consider playing the snake Benoni with normally you play pawn takes pawn. Snake Benoni is more effective against knight c3 than knight f3. You can also experiment with ideas of playing snake Benoni immediately with bishop d6. But I think in the normal Benoni, you have to play g6. You can experiment with maybe a6, but you bishop e7 is bad. It's pretty bad. Now he's sacking a piece. He's sacking everything. He sacked the knight. He sacked his whole position. He sacked the knight. Now, okay, my rook is hanging on the diagonal. I didn't realize that. Probably not a big deal, because I'm taking too many pieces in the interim. Like pawn takes e5, bishop c8, bishop a3, bishop e6 check, move the king, and then take on a3, and I'm up 2 pieces or something. Up a rook. Up 2 pieces. Up 1 piece. I don't know. Whatever. Up 2 pieces. I think it's 2 pieces. But who's counting? That's a crazy move. He played knight e5. Jeez. Okay. Why not bishop d8? It looks like you have to try bishop d8. Okay. International arbiter Darko Doric. Okay. 95, dropping a piece. Yeah, this is ugly. Korchnoi. Ilincic. There's a lot of players who I have studied or played with that love to extend their pawns. They just love space advantage and using pawns to drive opponents' pieces back. Korchnoi was the best. But my friend Ilincic from Serbia was very good at it too. He's faded. But I had a hard time against him. Never beat him. in many tries. It's funny, like, you know the rating system is flawed when, like, people who you never beat are, like, lower rated than you. Okay, he's probably gotten some back, but he was playing too much. What's up with lichess and the new bar at the top that, like, moves? You guys, it's like they changed the page a little bit. There's like a portion of the window at the top that moves. And sometimes it overhangs the board. Has anybody else seen this? Cheapo alert on. I have been known to drop mate in one. But I'm wondering if this is like some kind of new feature that isn't finished yet. Because, like, what's up with that, like, profile pick circle? It looks like they're gonna, like, give you a place to put your picture or some kind of emote or something. And then, like, maybe they're just unfinished. But it's been a hassle because the board keeps, like, in a lot of cases overhanging, or this banner, like, overhangs the board at the top. So sometimes I, like, can't see the pieces on the back row. That was a bad game. Okay, we're 6-0. Perfect score. Bobby Fischer. Uber driver against Pandaro. Wow, Pandaro. Whew, he's torturing Uber driver with the black side. Uber driver on the black side of Petrov. Uber driver's bullshit only goes so far. They're calling it in, man. Bishop had better structure versus knight. Looks like one of Uber driver's crappy lines misfired. So white is very seriously better here. Uber driver's chances against, evil Dr. Karpov would be very, very, very slim. Wow, Nils is here. Subscribe tier 1. What's up, man? You should see my in-game study defense OTB in my last game. Well, you gotta submit it for the stream on Thursday, or we have to meet. I'm winning a tournament here. So what's up? Thank you for the sub. 48 months already. 48 months. That's 4 years. So Nils, you started. You have to play on Thursday. Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. You can always share the game here, but I thought we'd study it during lesson. We should meet again next week, whatever works for you. Oh, you drew. Okay, you have games. I wasn't sure if you've had one or two. Uber driver's going to draw mode. You had 2 games and both were draws, turning into like Rubinstein or Petrosian. Yeah, let me know if you can meet tomorrow night. It's instructive for the stream, okay. Call me Geary. Yeah, okay. We can do it tomorrow night. Yeah, that's good. Alright, I'll see you then. Bye-bye. Thanks for subscribing. Have a nice beer. Have a beer for me. I love the scheduling lessons during the stream. No, I'm sorry that Nils can't play. Playing a tourney this weekend, nice. Dude, what's up with Uber Driver? You're putting Pandaro on the defensive from... Well, Pandaro's not really on the defensive here. It's Uber Driver just trying to scam him. and scam him on time. Uber driver using the time as a weapon. Okay, this is... Now he has enough to hold on. You know, Uber driver, don't let Uber driver trick you into thinking you're worse here. I don't think you're worse. But you have to play actively, and you see, this might not be... Bishop f2 is a very risky move by white. I mean, taking the pressure off of e5, gotta be careful. Don't let him scam. Good luck. I'll talk to you tomorrow night, Nils. Don't let him scam you here. Even, you know, in equal endgames, you have to play actively. I thought white was a little bit better, but Uber driver has experience. He has a lot of practical experience playing OTB. Hi. So Uber driver, when I knew him, was like 2000, high 2000s. This was years ago. He could have been a master, but he, you know, he started watching Donald Duck cartoons instead. Yeah, see, now 95, we have to be very careful about this. 95 is not a good move. You see, he scammed you. You had rook takes d4. It was a total lie. It's a total lie. Rook d4, knight f3, check, pawn f3, bishop d4, rook d4. It's a total draw. It looks like Pawnda is freaking out. This is what happens when you get in time pressure and someone scams you and you start freaking out. So the final blow was this 95 bluff. White shouldn't have played this, but after 95, you just go here, rook takes d4, and it's a draw. You just have to admit that you're not better anymore and accept a draw. Rook d4, knight f3 check, pawn f3, rook d4, bishop d4, rook d4, and now we want to make sure we get an active stance. So probably like check, king f5, rook b6 on that b7 pawn. And if black has to back off, then it's obviously a draw. So you were scammed, intimidated by his time pressure antics. But white had an advantage. You know, I think you were better. Maybe not enough to win. Here. You're better. Oh, this may be a mistake. Okay, this is objectively equal. That was a nice move, bishop g5. Does that even work? Wow. Bishop g5, rook g5, rook check, bishop f8, rook takes, knight takes, and then rook e8. Speaking of bluffs, I'm a little skeptical of this. I mean, white is not better here. Yeah, knight e6 is the best. And then he enters the endgame with bishop versus knight. Although he has to be careful. It's like slightly better for black. Bishop is better than the knight. So you actually kind of scammed him there. All right, I won 6 points out of 6. A little bit of a sort of cheap tournament though. Morales resigned against me in 6 moves. Pawnda missed a really good chance. Uber driver not so much. Alms was a legitimate game. Slung Prism should have drawn, and then Alpha didn't really put up a serious fight. Uber driver with 5 out of 6, sleazy as ever, 2nd place. Schumacher with 3rd place, and you managed to avoid me. How did you get 3rd place with 3.5 points? That's a nice trick. Pawnda with 3, Alms with 2.5. He only played 4 rounds. Slung Prism with 3, Sorry, 2.5. He only played 5 rounds. Alpha 2.5. Trip chance 2.5. Perfect score. Nickel with 2 out of 6. It looks like nobody left the tournament, which is cool. Asterbait got himself a win against Pyrat. Nice job, Asterbait. Dinekis left. And so Sinaliento, he won 1 and lost 2. Oh, he forfeited. That's ugly. Yeah, he forfeited the last round. Sorry about that, Pyrat. Not good sportsmanship. People don't know they have to withdraw from the tournament. Morales had a bad night. Mule Skinner didn't make it. Samurai Pizza Cat, don't tell me. He didn't forfeit at least. Okay. So anyway, guys, good games. Tomorrow's my off day, Wednesday, and then we're going to be back with the Thursday subscriber stream. If you'd like to submit a game, our Brenton, welcome. Thanks for watching, and thanks Move 11 for your gift sub. Supporting the stream is essential, and so we can keep this going into the new century or whatever. Be doing this for another 30 years at least. Dr. Trip Chance, we'll see you, and good luck with the tournament. Well, I mean, we got a while. Yeah, I've got a tournament in May and another one in July, but we got plenty of time. So I'll see you before that, and thank you guys for supporting the stream. Again, if you are a subscriber, or you happen to be like Pretzels, who got a donation, for example, Krakow Pretzels, if you have a game you'd like to submit for the stream on Thursday, please send it to me here on lichess, my account, Sparkle Horse. Anyway, thanks everybody. Thanks, Mr. Coffee. Good tournament. Congratulations to the runner-up and the best third place going to Schumacher. I'll see you guys Thursday. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.